Hi everyone, welcome to Loopy Mabel's Closet. My name's Jane and today's video is all about this little number that I'm wearing. I've actually drafted my own pattern and I wanted to share it with you, obviously. So stay tuned and I'll give you all the goss, all the details on what I did and including all the faults because it's not perfect by any means. But stay tuned and I'll share it all with you. So hi, welcome back. Yeah, I'm in a slightly different position today because one of my cats, Poppy, bless her, she's fast asleep on my chair and I haven't got the heart to move her. She's all curled up and she's been there for a few hours, so I haven't got the heart to move her. And because I'm a crazy cat lady, my cats rule. So whatever the cats want, I just follow. So I'm here. So I've got my sewing machines behind me, so a slightly different backdrop. So, as I said in the intro, this little number, I can't believe it. I've actually created something that I've designed from scratch off my bodice blocks. I mentioned about the bodice blocks my last vlog, I think it was. I popped the card up to that. And I was going to use a dartless bodice block because I wanted a pinafore style, but I wanted like a loose fitting pinafore so that I could layer it over blouses and long sleeve tops and maybe fine knit jumpers, but I just wasn't feeling it. I just thought it was going to look a little bit shapeless and I didn't want to look like wearing a sack, and obviously it's my first attempt, so I was like super nervous. I don't know why, because it's only pattern drafting, but I was so nervous. And I've been literally, there's no exaggeration, I have been literally drafting the bodice really, because the bottom, I'll stand up and show you in a minute, the bottom is just a rectangle or two rectangles. The bodice all week, literally 6 days in between, obviously looking after John and all the usual hoo-ha that goes on in our family. Probably about 4 hours every day, 6 days, but yeah, about 20 odd hours I've been on this, and I've gone through 2 rolls of brown paper, because every draft I did wasn't right. I'd make a mistake, then I'd forget like simple things, and then I'd realise, and it was just like, I am a Virgo, and I am such a perfectionist, ridiculous perfectionist, and maybe a little bit on the extreme sometimes, and things have got to be just right. It's just got to be right, and even if it's a minuscule wrong, a fraction out, it just bugs me and it bugs me. I can't sleep because it churns around in my head all night long, and it's got to be right. So, I mean, I've gone through a pencil. I've got a little stub of a pencil left with sharpening it, and I've gone through a good quarter of my rubber, rubbing out, and obviously the brown paper. I mean, I could have kept on rubbing out, but then I'd cut them and then realised it wasn't right. So I've gone through 2 rolls. But here we are, Sunday. Now this vlog should have been going up today, Sunday, but here we are, Sunday. It hasn't gone up today, and I'm not going to stress over it because what's the point? You'll see it hopefully tomorrow. Look, hopefully maybe tonight, but the way our internet works, very slow uploading, so it could be tomorrow. But whenever you do see this vlog, I wanted to get it out and show you what I've been up to. And going back to family drama, I've got 3 grown-up children, and they've all in their own individual way over the last 2 weeks. They've all got some sort of drama going on. Nothing bad, but creating mountains out of molehills. And sometimes I think, oh, I'm so glad I'm in my 50s now, because all those hang-ups that you have in your 30s, I don't have anymore. And a lot of them they've just created, and I've been saying to them all, well, is it really that important, or can you not just get over it, or can you not do something different? Is, oh no, Mum, we've got to do it this way. Oh no, Mum, whatever. And because I'm the mum, I'm like the linchpin, and they've been coming to me and dragging the drama with them. So that's like broke my time, obviously, because I've got to sit and listen to them and try and give them the advice and then shoo them off. So not bad drama, but the usual family dramas. And so that's broken my time. I've had a lot of broken time this week. And John hasn't been too good this week, so he's been really tired and a bit sickly and not himself, a little bit a little bit off colour, and so I've been like obviously fussing over him as I do anyway, but so I've got that as well. So anyway, in the end I managed to get my block drafted, and I'll show you what I've done. I'll stand up and show you. I'll pop some pictures up of me obviously wearing the garden. It's not, I mean, Vogue doesn't have to worry anytime soon. Vogue or Burda or Butterick or any of the big four, they're safe for the minute, but watch out because I'm coming. It's just a basic little bodice pinafore, which I had in my mind for quite some time. I had this idea that to layer, and I wanted it old-fashioned looking, a little bit of vintage vibe, you know, like the 1940s, 50s, I don't know, vintage look. And I wanted buttons down the back. So I've done my placket. It's not perfect. I'll explain in a detail, but I've got my placket down the back, and I've got some darts at the side. And yeah, that's it. And obviously it's got the gathered skirt at the bottom. But I'm just so pleased with myself, super pleased with myself. And I'm now wearing something that I've wanted to do for so long, draft something that has come from me. As I say, it's not perfect because I've made loads of mistakes, but from this one, which is going to be, it's going to be quite dear to me now because it's my first attempt and I'm going to wear it. It's amazing to me. Nobody would know about the faults, but I know there's faults. But when I make another one, which I'm going to do, I've got some nice mustard corduroy. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to tweak those errors. So the second one should be more improved than this one, Mark 1. But there's nothing wrong with this one, and I will be wearing this with pride. I'm telling you, I'll be skipping around Tesco. Amazing. And it's exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to layer over my blouses, long sleeve tees. I'm in the process of knitting a gorgeous little cute little jumper. So all those things for autumn and winter coming, I absolutely love. And it's my favourite time of the year, autumn and winter. Absolutely love this time of year. And this is my first entry into my autumn wardrobe. And I'm super pleased. And my mum loves it and John's dead proud. But as I say, it's not perfect. So the fabric I use is this gorgeous olive green viscose linen mix that I got from Felicity Fabrics. It's just beautiful. It's soft, flowy. It's got a lovely drape to it, but it's got texture to it. I'll try and stand up and show you close to camera. It's got like a washed look texture, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like vintage worn look, which I love. And it's got this lovely little drape to it, and it doesn't crease because it's got the viscose. Obviously it creases, but it doesn't crease like 100% linen would do. And I love the colour. It's one of my colours on my colour chart, so it's perfect. And I got my little raggy brooch on, as I do, and just layered it over a lace ready to wear blouse. That's a little bit big on the neck for me now, but it's fine. It absolutely goes perfectly under this, and it's exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'll show you my blocks. If you've never had a go at drafting your own patterns, have a go. It's so exciting. I'm in my element. I'm so excited. Obviously, I've got you have to take all your body measurements. And if you remember, I was saying, a few months ago, because of, we were in lockdown, I couldn't get the measurements for all the back measurements between my shoulder blades and all that. I couldn't do all that. And I tried to do it myself, and me and John, John's absolutely useless even with his glasses on, he can't see properly, and I tried to draft my own from that. And if you remember, I did a couple of toiles, and the first one was way off. And then when I did the second one, I managed to get my daughter, when we could get back into our little family bubbles. Sophie came and did it and redid it, and I got my measurements spot on. So from there, I managed to create my bodice block. So I've got my bodice block, and I've got my sleeve block, and I've also got my stretch knit block top and stretch knit sleeve blocks. I've got them. The next blocks I want to go on to is the dress block and possibly the skirt block. I fancy having a go at making some skirts. I know, surprise, surprise, me in a skirt. But they're on the back burner. The next thing is I want to do the dress block and also the shirt block, because they're slightly different fitting things going on with them. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't really, but I know there's different types of blocks, and then from those different types of blocks you can create different garments for your wardrobe. But I've started off on the bodice block, and I ditched the dartless one, and I went back to my original block, which is the fitted block. And from the fitted block, you can then, the world's your oyster. You can move darts, you can take the darts out, you can move a dart and move it from one point to another point. You can take the dart. This is what I've been learning. You can take the darts. You take the darts out and create more volume. So you can create like gathers. It's all by pivoting and manipulating darts. There's a slash and spread method where you slash the dart and spread it to give you more volume, and oh, it's amazing. I've just been absolutely soaking up all the information from some library books, 3 books I've had for years and years and years. I've only ever flicked through, been reading them every night in bed, been on YouTube. I've been soaking it all up, and there's so much to learn. It's unreal. But the bits I have learned, I've put into my block. So this is the back draft. This is the pattern for what I'm wearing, but it's wrong. Well, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. But it is. There's a fault. Well, flawed. Well, not flawed. A little too hard on myself there. It's not quite right, because when I did my button placket, another thing is, which I know now what to do, when you draw round your original block, it's recommended that when you do your drafting on that, you change to a different colour pen so you can see where you've done the lines, and I didn't, so I just drew round in my pen and then did my amendments with the same pen, and I've got all these lines on the back, and I got confused which was the centre back original line, and I've made my button placket far too wide because I wasn't looking at the right line. And as you can see, my front bodice comes past, where is it? There. My front bodice is far too wide, and I've done something wrong there, so the seam should be more there than it is there. Can you see? And my placket is a little bit on the wide side. But, you know, it's not the end of the world, and no one knows. So I remember, for next time when I draft again, one colour to trace the original bodice, and then another colour to do my amendments on. So now I know to do that. And what else did I do? So there you can see I've drawn all the original details in. So there's my dart that was in originally. And I didn't use the dart, I left the dart. I just left the dart, so I didn't make a dart, so you can do that. And originally it had a shoulder dart, so I moved the shoulder dart, took the shoulder dart out by moving it in and reducing the arm side, I believe. And obviously added my placket, but I added up too big of a placket because I got my centre back line wrong. I was looking somewhere, I don't know where I was looking. And then obviously I lowered the neckline, so it was a little bit lower. So when you do that, you've got to then get your French curve and redraw your line, so you've got a nice smooth curve. So you can do what you want with your pattern. You can raise it, lower it, put yokes on, slice it off then, make it into a yoke. You can do absolutely all sorts. So that was the back. And the front, I didn't use the bottom dart, and I moved the top dart to the side, but I think I didn't do that right because there's a little bit too much fabric going on, so I don't think I moved the right amount of fabric from that dart to that dart. So I think I went a little bit wrong there, but I did everything else. I managed to true up the front and the back, so I trued it up to make sure you fold one over and you lay it on top of the other, and you make sure they line up, and then you put your notches in, so when you're cutting out, your notches match. So my notches all matched perfectly, I was really chuffed with that. What else did I do? And I wrote all my instructions down of everything I did. So reduced the dart leg there. I reduced the length of the bodice 2 inches, and then I wrote my skirt measurements for the skirt rectangles. It's cut on the fold, what my seam allowances was, done all that. So when I come to do my mustard corduroy one, I know what little tweaks I need to do. I need to tweak the placket because it's a little bit too wide, and I need to look at that dart where I think I went a little bit wrong on the front dart. But apart from that, I'm super chuffed. And the other thing I did, if I can find my piece of binding, made my own binding for the armholes and the neck. And original my binding, I made it at 3 centimetres, which is not enough. It's not enough. By the time you stitch it to the armhole and fold it and turn it over, it was really, really tight. I did it on one armhole. It was just like ridiculous getting it turned over neatly. So I unpicked it all and then ditched this and made some more binding. I'd enough left, luckily, to make some more binding 5 centimetres wide. So I've made a note on my pattern that my binding is 5 centimetres wide, and I know the lengths and everything. Put it on and it's much, much better width. So I know that. What else did I do? My button tin is, like I've said before, my button tin's full, but not enough of buttons that match. So I really had to struggle to get some buttons, but I managed to pick these little vintage old-fashioned ones. But as I say, I'm going to have to go knocking on the pensioners' doors soon, I think, asking if I can raid their button tins, because my button tin is getting a little bit pathetic, shall we say. So that was that. What else did I do that I found I needed to... Well, it was all just a learning curve. I also added some interfacing into the placket. So put a strip of interfacing, so that gives that a little bit of body. And then, I also, next time, I'll need to put my buttonholes on before I attach the back bodice, overlap the back bodice, because I added the bodice to the skirt and then I put the buttonholes on. But to put that final buttonhole on, my buttonhole foot was catching on all the bulk of the skirt, and I had to literally force it to do that last one. So next time, do the buttonholes on the bodice before you overlap it and then attach it to the skirt. So I've learnt to do that. What else have I learnt? I think that's it. But I've learnt so much, and I can't wait to make the second one. So I'll show you the fabric. What I've got planned next is this gorgeous mustard fine needle corduroy. This is from minerva.com, and I think that'd make a gorgeous pinafore, but I've got quite a lot there, so I may make it a little bit longer and maybe add some little short sleeves, but sleeves that I can still layer. So that might be an option. So I'd have to play about with my sleeve block on that one. So that's why I started off with my pinafore with no sleeves. I wanted to do baby steps. So that's the plan. But I'll keep you posted how I get on with that. But overall, I'm absolutely super, super chuffed. And as I say, highly recommend you have a go. Don't be frightened. You need to obviously get your blocks first based on your body measurements. And then from there, you can just create what you want, seriously. So I want to obviously do my shirt block, because then I want to have a go at making my own type of blouses. So that's hopefully coming down the line. But I'm going to make this again in that and hopefully correct those little errors that I came across. But it's a wearable toile, definitely a wearable toile. I absolutely love it. I'm super chuffed. I'm like the bee's knees. I'm going to go down and skippity skip, show Mum and Dad. She saw it this morning without the buttons on and without the top stitching, finishing and all that. I just showed her the rough draft. So I'm going to go down and show me wearing it, see what she thinks. And yeah, I did a little bit of top stitching on the gathering on the waist, just to keep that seam allowance nice and neat and keep the gather hanging nice and neat. So overall, I think and give myself a thumbs up. So let me know what you think. If you have had a go at pattern drafting, what was your first draft that you did, and did you find you had any faults, or did you make any mistakes? And if you've got any hints and tips for me that I should maybe look out for, let me know, because I'm still learning and I haven't got any hints and tips to give yet. But if I do have any, when I get down the line and I'm a little bit more advanced in pattern drafting, then obviously I would share it with you, but I haven't got any yet. But if you've got any you can give to me, please share. But yeah, so this is my first attempt at pattern drafting. I wanted to share it with you because I know you like to know what I've been up to. I've just got myself a little bin, really exciting. Tesco have got an offer at the minute for all the, is it Curver? Is it called Curver? Yeah, the Curver boxes. I've got a couple now with all my patterns in, the bigger ones, and they've got them on offer, half price. So I got a couple of this size, and this is now my little bin that I keep just at the side of my sewing machine. I know, sad, I know, but I'm forever looking for my bin when I'm sewing, trying to stretch across to my bin, like I use also under my desk, my computer desk. So I thought if I could just get myself a little tiny bin just to put at the side of the machine so it catches all the cottons and the threads and the scraps, then use that. So hopefully I'm going to get a few more, because this size is super handy, and I've got another one on my cutting desk with all my scissors in and things like that I'm always losing, so I've got them. So I fancy going and getting another one, and then I've always got one spare. But it's a super cute bin size if you ever need something to go on your desk. So that is that. So basically that's what I've been up to all this week. So it's been a bit of a mission, but an enjoyable mission, definitely. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the process. I am absolutely rubbish at maths, centimetres, and sometimes I'm on centimetres, and then sometimes I've gone to inches, and then I've wrote it down and think, well, why have I wrote half an inch, and then why have I wrote, and then I've picked the wrong ruler up, and because I've got a centimetre ruler, then I've got the inch ruler, and oh gosh. But I've got a new metre ruler just arrived with my birthday money. So that's just arrived. So I've got a lovely long metre ruler for when I'm doing my pattern drafting. So you can just get a lovely one long length when you're drawing. And then I've got 2 more rulers coming as well. So I'll show you them as soon as they come. And that's my birthday money spent. But it's well spent because it's something I'm going to enjoy and use, rather than spend it on something that's just, you know, nothing to show for it. So overall, that's me, my pattern drafting, and I don't know if you can tell by my face, I can't stop smiling. I'm absolutely buzzing, totally buzzing, and I just feel I've done what I've finally got to do, what I've been wanting to do for so long, a couple of years now. I always want, you know, in the distance you think, oh, I want to do that one day, I want to do that one day, but I'm not quite ready, and then I put off, and I'm terrible. I don't know whether you're like me. I'm terrible for not procrastinating, but hesitating in doing something because I'm not quite sure how it's going to pan out. So I know I'm going to want to do something, and I get it all ready, and then I'll think, oh, I'll just go and make a cup of coffee, and then I'll come back in my room, and then I'll think, oh, I'll just, you know, put it off. But as soon as that's it, I make the start and I get in there, that's it, there's no stopping me. So I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I hesitate. I can like spend a few days hesitating, knowing I'm going to do it, but hesitating. I don't know why I do that, but once I get going, I'm absolutely fine. So that's what I've been up to. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you like my first attempt. I know it's not perfect, but it's my perfect, and I absolutely love it. Just one more twirl just to show you. But that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. If you've got any questions you want to ask me, anything at all, don't forget to ask me in the box below. I'll be happy to reply. If you've got any hints and tips for me, please also share. But until the next time, thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you on my next sewing vlog. Bye for now.